Okay, good evening. We'll start. It's a bit late today. And meantime, I will be winding up the session today by 8:30 due to an unavoidable personal commitment. So apologies for that. Mm, Until then, we will continue the lectures. I will definitely cover the time for you, right? Okay. I hope you can hear me, right? Am I audible to you? Can you hear me?
Yes, Manu, yes.
Okay. Right. So we started with marketing mix, right? So with that, we were discussing the first P, the product, right? So last week, I'm quickly moving through. We started with the product development. So we discussed two important procedures regarding to product. That is the level of a product and also the stages of the product development, right? So this is the levels of the product. Now you know what are the levels if we get a product. So the core benefit is the basic product and the generic product, how it is given to the customer, and the expected product what the customer is expecting, and the augmented product is customer is not expecting but producer is providing some extraordinary services or the products or the some functions options in order to attract more and more customers, right? And the potential product is the product has not been developed yet, but there's a potential to improve the product in the future. That's the potential product, right? So this is the assignment. So I hope you will uh, submit on time to the LMS, right? And we discuss the stages of the new product of a new product development. So if you're coming up with a new product, you're introducing something new into the market. These are the stages. So first you do the idea generation. So you may come up with several ideas and then you screen the ideas. Okay. So then you find out what is the best out of the available ideas. So idea generation, you have some ideas, then you screen the idea and then you find out what are the uh, best, right? So then you develop the concept and you do the testing. So you can develop the prototype, you can test the concept likewise, then you plan the marketing strategies, you analyze the business, what would be the cost, profit, and how long will it take to achieve the profit and all. Then you develop the product, not in a bulk, you develop a small quantity and you do a test drive. That means the test marketing, and then you do the commercialization. So these are the stages of a new product, right? Then we are moving to the product life cycle. So we discussed this at the agribusiness management module as well under the marketing of agribusinesses, right? So we have discussed in detail regarding the product life cycle. So you can join me when explaining the product life cycle. I have given you the uh, a question in the examination as well. By the way, did you get the results of the agribusiness model? Did you? Results සම්පූර්ණ agribusiness module එකේ. නැද්ද?
madam.
Okay. You will get it. I have submitted the marks. Right. So this is the product life cycle, right? So I gave you a question. Most of you have not answered very well actually for the product life cycle question, right? So keep this, so pay attention to this time as well. So we are discussing about the product life cycle. What we are going to do is, as I mentioned you previously, product is having a life cycle. So as a human is having a life cycle from the birth to the death, product is also having a life cycle, right? So in this product life cycle, we are discussing with the time of developing a product and introducing it to the market, how the sales and profit of a product will be differed, right? Will be variated or deviated throughout the time. අපි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් හදලා ඒක මාකට් එකට ඉන්ට්‍රොඩියුස් කරාට පස්සේ කාලයක් එක්ක ඒ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකේ sales and profits කොහොමද deviate වෙන්නේ කියලා තමයි අපි product life cycle එකේදී කතා කරන්නේ. So keep in mind when you are illustrating a product life cycle, don't forget to name the axis. So the x-axis and the y-axis, please keep in mind to name. So what would be the x-axis? X-axis is the time and the y-axis is the sales or the profits, right? So when it comes to the plus side, it's sales and the profits. And when it comes to the minus side, it's losses and investments, right? So at least keep in mind to name the sales and profits for the y-axis, okay? So now the product life cycle is having 5 stages, right? The first is product development. So the producer is developing the product, then introducing the market, growth stage, maturity, and the decline, right? So now with the memory you have in the last module, tell me now the product development stage is the stage where the producer is developing the product. Make a stage එකේදී තමයි producer product එක හදන්නේ, right? So do the producer does the producer getting profit at this time? At the product development stage, will a producer is getting a profit? Profit එකක් හම්බෙයිද මෙයාට?
No.
Product development? No. Because why? Is why he is not still introducing to the market. Still he is developing the product. He is making the product. So do he have sales? Do the producer has sales? එයාට sales තියනවාද? ඒත් නෑ. Why? Because still has not been introduced to the market. Still it has not been introduced to the market. තාම market එකට introduce කරලා නෑ. So what will happen to the sales? There are no sales, right? No sales. It has not introduced to the market and there's no profit. Actually, it's a loss. Why? Because the producer is developing the product. So producer is having a cost. They are right? Because no, but still there's a cost. What would be the highest cost during the product development? The producer cost එකක් තියෙනවා. මොනවටද වැඩියම cost එක යන්නේ යාට? At the product development stage? For the research and development, the producer has to bear the highest cost during this, what you call the introduction stage. Why? Producers is still developing the product, so he has to do the research and do the development. So research and development වලට තමයි වැඩිපුර cost එකක් යන්නේ. So there's high cost for the research and development, and there's no profit and no sales during the product development. Okay, right. Now, producer has developed the product and do all the testing and all. ඔක්කොම testing ටික කළා, ඔක්කොම කරලා. Now he has introduced to the product to the market. So that is the introduction stage. Okay. So look at the graph and tell me, do the producer is having sales? Can you observe sales during the product introduction stage?
Low sales.
Yes, we are having sales, but still we have low sales, right? Our sales are increasing in a very slow rate. අපේ product එක තාම introduce කරා විතරයි market එකට. Still the customers do not know about your product. They do not know about your brand name, about your product. Still the customers are getting aware about your product. So therefore you have sales. But sales තියෙනවා, but your sales are increasing in a very slow rate, right? Sales වැඩි වෙන්නේ හරිම හිමි. මොකද තාම producer මේක introduce කරා විතරයි. Customer තාම ඔයාගේ product එක ගැන දන්නේ නැහැ. Right? What about the profits? You have sales, but what about the profit? Now what sales තියෙනවා. හැබැයි profit එකක් තියෙනවද? Just think you start a business and just after starting a business, will you get a profit?
No.
No, why? Still, your cost is higher than your income, right? Profit එක කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? ඔයා ගන්න income එකෙන් ඔයාගේ සම්පූර්ණ වියදම අඩු කරාම ලැබෙන්නේ profit, right? Your income or your revenue minus your cost, then you get the profit. Still, what about your cost? Your cost is higher than your income. ඔයා ගන්න income එකට වඩා තාම ඔයාගේ cost එක වැඩි. ඒ නිසා මොකද වෙන්නේ? You do not have profit. Still, your business is in a loss, right? So this is the development stage. And then the introduction, your sales are growing in a very low rate, right? In a slow rate. So no profit because your expenses are high, right? So what about the cost? So for what type of things the producer has to bear a higher cost? Introduction stage එකේදී කොයි වගේ cost එකක් කොයි වගේ දේවල් වලටද වැඩිපුරම cost එක දරන්න වෙන්නේ producer කෙනෙක්ට?
Product development.
You have done the product development in the product development stage. Now you have introduced it to the market. Once you introduced it to the market, what would be the highest cost?
Advertisement වල
Yes, for the advertising or as a whole for the promotion, you have to bear higher cost. Why is that? I promotion වලට especially the advertisement වලට ලොකු cost එකක් දරන්න වෙන්නේ.
Competition from the existing market.
Yes, there's a competition, but still you have to do the advertisement to make your customers aware about your product. You have to inform about your product to your customer because you are still new to the market. Customers do not know about your product. Customers do not know about your brand, right? So you have to provide the information regarding your product to the customers. So that's why you have to bear a high cost on advertisements. Right? ඔයාගේ product එක ගැන තාම customers ලා දන්නේ නැහැ. ඉස්සෙල්ලම කරන්න ඕනේ ඔයාගේ product එක ගැන customer aware කරන එක. ඒක නිසා ගොඩක් මේ stage එකේදී කරන advertising අපි කියනවා informative වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ගොඩක් information දෙන්න ඕනේ ඔයාගේ product එක ගැන. මොකක්ද මේ product එක? මම ඔයාලට හැම වෙලේම කියන්නේ අලුතෙන් product එකක් market එකට ආවහම මුලින්ම දාන advertisement කොයි වගේද? ඒක ගොඩක් information දෙනවා. අපි හිතමු ඒක මොනවා හරි හදලා කන්න තියෙන කෑමක් කියලා. ඒක හදන විදිය ගැන, right? ඊට පස්සේ ඒක අපි හිතමු අලුත් packaging එක නෙමෙයි අලුත් storage system එකක් ඒක තියෙනවා නම් ඒක store කරන හැටි. ඒ වගේ ගොඩක් information තමයි දෙන්නේ introduction stage එකේ. Right? So you have to bear a high cost on advertisement, especially on information, right? So in the introduction, stage, we say the price is high of the products, right? Because why? You are still not getting a profit. Your cost is high. Therefore, you are making a high price at the introduction stage. Introduction stage එකේදී ඔයාලට පොඩ price එක වැඩියෙන් දාන්නේ. මොකද තාම ඔයා cost එක දරලා විතරයි profit එක මුකුත් ඇවිල්ලා නැහැනේ. ඒ නිසා පොඩ price එක high කරන්න පුළුවන්. But this is not applicable for the all the time. හැම වෙලාවෙම මේක හරියන්නේ නැහැ. ඉස්සරහට pricing ගැන ඉගෙන ගන්න ඉඳ ඔයාලට තේරෙයි. හැම වෙලේම high price එක දාලා market එක survive වෙන්න බෑ. But most of the time you can do that, right? So this is the introduction stage, right? So this is this introduction stage. Look at the graph, the cycle. So the introduction stage. Are you clear about the introduction stage? Is it clear to you all? And do you have any questions? Is it clear to you all? Any questions? Right, so we have done the product development stage and the introduction stage, right? So now the product is moving to its growth stage, all right? So now what is happening in the growth stage is now your product is a bit popular among the customers. Now the customers customers know about your product. So now they are attracting to your product and they start purchasing your product more and more, right? So what will happen to your sales and profits? Now your sales are increasing in an increasing rate. Then හොඳ මේ high rate එකකින් ඔයාගේ product sales increase වෙනවා. And this is the stage you're starting to earn profit. Now, still in the introduction stage, you don't have profit. So at the growth stage, you start to earn profit, right? Because your product is now popular, customers know about your product, and customers are attracting to your product. So you have sales and you have profit, right? How about the competitors at the growth stage? Competitors ලට මොකද වෙන්නේ? දැන් ඔයාගේ product එක customers ලා දන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලන් purchase කරනවා. ඔයාට profit එනවා. ඔයාගේ sales increase වෙනවා. What about the competitors? මොකද වෙන්නේ? competitors ලා ඉන්නවද මේ වෙලාවේ නැද්ද ඔයාට? At the growth stage?
ඉන්නවා.
Yes, you have competitors. Actually, this is the stage you are having starting to have the competition from the competitors. Your competitors are also increasing. මේ stage එකෙත් තමයි ඔයාලට competitors ලාගෙන් ඒ competition එක එන්න පටන් ගන්න. සහ ඔයාට ඉන්න competitors ලාත් increase වෙනවා. මොකද ඔයාගේ product එක දැන් popular, ඔයාගේ sales වැඩි, profits වැඩි. එතකොට competitors ලාගෙන් එන pressure එකත් වැඩි. Right? And also, so how about the price of the product? Now, at the introduction stage, we are setting a bit high price because our cost is high yet, right? Introduction stage again, the sales are doing cost එක වැඩි. Then sales වැඩි. Sales වැඩි නිසා මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඔයාගේ cost එක. ඇත්තටම unit cost එකට මොකද වෙන්නේ? Unit cost එක කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? එක item එකක් අපි හිතමු මේ අපි product life cycle එක කතා කරන්නේ soft toys හදන business එකකට කියලා. එතකොට එක toy එකක් හදන්න යන cost එක තමයි unit cost එක කියන්නේ. දැන් මට කියන්න if you are making 10 soft toys, so what would be the unit cost? And if you are making 100 soft toys, what would be the unit cost? Which one is having the highest unit cost? Is my question clear? At one stage, you are making 10 soft toys. So the unit cost is the total cost divided by 10. And next stage, you are making 100 soft toys. So the unit cost is, your cost is divided by 100. So at which stage you are having the highest unit cost? Toys 10ක් හදද්දිද unit cost එක වැඩි, toys 100ක් හදද්දිද unit cost එක කියන්නේ එකක් හදන එක cost එක.
10ක් හදනකොට
10ක් හදනකොට unit cost එක වැඩි, right? So ඒක ඔයාලට තේරෙනවනේ. So when you are making a higher quantity, the unit cost is decreasing. මොකද cost එක 100ෙන් බෙදනවා. මෙතන cost එක බෙදන්නේ 10කින්. right? එතකොට unit cost එක මොකද වෙන්නේ දැන්? growth stage එකට එනකොට ඔයාගේ sales increase වෙනවා. sales increase වෙනවා කියන්නේ ඔයා වැඩියෙන් product එක හදනවා. හදනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ඔයාගේ unit cost එක අඩු වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ඔයාට පුළුවන් introductory stage එකට වඩා පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයාගේ price එක decrease කරන්න. අඩු කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ stage එකට එද්දී. Is it clear? අර වෙලාවේ ඔයාට cost එක වැඩිනේ. වැඩි නිසා තමයි ඔයා high price එකක් දාන්නේ. But this stage your cost is low. So you can decrease the price as well. Right? And at the unit cost, right? At the growth stage, right, you have to spend a lot of money on product improvement, sales, distribution, and promotion, right? Product improvement, sales, distribution, and promotion. Right. So main stage එකට එනකොට දැන් ඔයාගේ product එක ටිකක්, your product has become popular among the people, right? So your product, customers know about your product, so you have to think about the product improvement. Now you cannot give the same product for a longer period. මේකට එනකොට දැන් product එක පොඩ්ඩක් popular වුණාම පොඩි improvements කරන්න. දැන් ඔයාලා බලන්න pizza hut එක ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ sales growth එකට ආවට පස්සේ යාළුවා මොකද කරන්නේ? අලුත් flavors දාලා product එකේ improvements කරනවා. හරිද? ඒ වගේ the improvements. Then the sales distribution. ඉස්සෙල්ලා තිබ්බේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඔයාගේ product එක distribute කරේ කොළඹ district එකේ විතරයි නම් දැන් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ බස්නාහිර පළාතටම දෙන්න. නැත්නම් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ මුළු ලංකාවටම ඒක distribute කරන්න. Right? So the product improvement and sales distribution, and you have to think about the promotion as well at the growth stage. Right? Is it clear to you? Clear the growth stage එක?
okay man.
Right. Now, again, I'm coming to the cycle, right? So you develop the product, you introduce to the market, and you came to the growth stage. So you cannot be in the growth stage forever. What will happen? Your product is coming to the maturity stage. So this maturity stage means now your sales are increasing and coming into a maximum point during the maturity stage. Make වැඩි වෙලා maximum point එකකට එනවා. And then your sales start to decrease. ඔයාගේ sales මොකද වෙන්නේ? Decrease වෙන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. මේක වැඩි වෙලා sales මොකද වෙන්නේ? Your sales start to decrease. Right? So this stage we call the maturity stage, right? Why the sales starts to decrease? Because of the competition. Because once it comes into the maturity stage, now you have a severe competition from the competitors. So therefore, your sales growth is slowing down. ඔයාගේ sales වැඩි වෙනවා. හැබැයි වැඩි වෙන්නේ decreasing manner එකකට. ඔයාගේ sales වැඩි වෙනවා decreasing manner එකකට. ඒක මේ maximum point එකකට එනවා. හරිද? maximum point එකට ඇවිත් it start to decrease, right? So this is the maturity stage. Why this is happening? Because of the competition. මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඔයාගේ sales වැඩි වෙනවා, sales වැඩි වෙන rate එක අඩු වෙනවා. දැන් මෙතෙන්දී මේ growth stage එකේදී මොකද වෙන්නේ? high rate එකකින් sales වැඩි වෙනවා. එතෙන්දි sales වැඩි වෙන්නේ slow rate එකකින්. sales වැඩි වෙන rate එක හෙමින් වැඩි වෙලා maximum point එකකට ඇවිල්ලා start to decrease at the maturity stage. This happens because of the higher competition. මෙහෙම වෙන්නේ competition එක වැඩි වෙන නිසා. So at this stage, if you are weak, the weaker competitors squeeze out. Squeeze out කියලා කියන්නේ weaker competitors ලා ඔයාලට මේ කම්පිටිෂන් එකත් එක්ක ඩීල් කරන්න බැරි නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? මේ කම්පිටිෂන් එකෙන් මේ ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් එකෙන් ඒ weak producers ලා අයින් වෙලා යනවා in the maturity stage, right? So then it becomes to the declining stage. So with the time, it becomes to the declining stage. What is happening in the declining stage is sales are decreasing. Your profit is also start to decrease. Sales no teka digatama drop වෙනවා. ඔයාගේ profit එකත් එන්න drop වෙනවා. Right? So this is because of the higher competition and the technological advancements and changing of the consumer taste. මෙහෙම ඔයාගේ product එකට තියෙන sales අඩු වෙලා profit නැති වෙලා යන්නේ මොකද? එක්ක ටෙක්නොලොජි එකත් එක්ක ප්‍රොඩක්ට් වෙනස් වෙනවා. දැන් ඔයා හිතන්නකෝ ඉස්සර ඕගොල්ලෝ ගත්ත සමහර ප්‍රොඩක්ට්ස් ඔයාලා ටෙක්නොලොජි එකත් එක්ක ගන්නෙ නැහැ. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ CDs ගන්නවද DVDs ගන්නවද? නැහැ. With the technological advancements you have shipped into the USB drive. තව ඉස්සරහට ඔයගොල්ලෝ USB drive purchase කරන්නේ නැහැ. You have the iCloud, you have the Google Drive, right? OneDrive ඔය වගේ drives තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ සමහර වෙලාවට pay කළා a drive space purchase කරයි ඉස්සරහට. So with the technological advancements දැන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? දැන් CDs කියන ඒවා market එකෙන් decline වෙලා ගිහින්. ඒ වගේ දේවල් වෙනවා. Then what will happen? Consumers taste is changing. So once consumers may like to your product and with the time consumers preferences are changing, that taste කියන එකෙන් idea කරන්නේ මේ. මෙතන mean කරන්නේ රස කියන එකම නෙමෙයි. preference එක වෙනස් වෙනවා and with the competition the product is coming to the declining stage. Is it clear to you all? The stages?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Now my question is, I think I asked this question to you at the earlier also when we discussed the product life cycle. Now there are products which were available when you were kids and still they are in the market now. සමහර products ඉන්නනේ ඔයගොල්ලන් පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳන්ම market එකේ තිබ්බ තාමත් ඒක market එකේ තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ product life cycle එකේ විදිහට ගියා නම් ඒක තියෙන විදිය නැහැ declining stage එකට ගිහිලා අයින් වෙලා තියෙනවා. How do they retain in the market? What do you think? How do they retain in the market? What they are doing is once they come into the maturity stage and go into the declining stage, they relaunch the product, right? So they will make some changes in the product, maybe changing in the packaging, change in the packaging, maybe changing the product type, maybe doing some price changes or promotions and coming into again to the product development stage and going for a new life cycle. Got my point? මෙතන declining stage එකට යනවා කියලා දැනෙද්දිම ඒගොල්ලෝ මොනවද අලුත් development ටිකක් කරනවා. නැවත එනවා product development stage එකට. They are making some other development and introducing to the market and starting with a new life cycle, right? So can you remember where the packaging of some biscuits when you were kids and now the packaging has been changed? ඔය ක්‍රීම් ක්‍රැකර් වල එහෙම ඉස්සර තිබ්බ පැකේජින් එක ලෙමන් පෆ් වල තිබ්බ පැකේජින් එක වෙනස් right ඒගොල්ලන් ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි රස පව වෙනස් ඉස්සර තිබ්බ ලෙමන් පෆ් එකේ රස නෙමෙයි දැන් තියෙන්නේ ක්‍රීම් ක්‍රැකර් එක වලත් එහෙම ඒ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන් මොකද කරන්නේ ටේස්ට් එක ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක වෙනස් කරලා පැකේජින් වෙනස් කරලා relaunch කරනවා that's how they retain in the market right sunlight වල උනත් එහෙම ඔයාලා පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳන් තිබ්බ sunlight මේ කවර නෙමෙයිනේ දාම තියෙන්නේ ඒ විදිහටම නෙමෙයි සෝප් එකේ ෂේප් එක සෝප් එකේ ටෙක්ස්චර් එක ඔය කියන්නේ එක කාලෙට මේ ටෙක්නොලොජි එක දාලා සන්ලයිට් අලුත් වුණා මේ ටෙක්නොලොජි එක දාලා දැන් වැඩි කාලයක් දිය වෙන්න තු තියාගන්න පුළුවන් ඔය වගේ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන් මේ ඇඩ්වර්ටයිස්මන්ට්ස් වල they do the product development and come into a new product life cycle got my point තේරුණාද කියපු එක කොහොමද ඒගොල්ලන් මාකට් එකේ රිටර්න් වෙන්නේ කියලා මොනවා හරි අලුත් දෙයක් කළා ප්‍රොමෝෂන් එකක් කළා ඒගොල්ලන් they start with a new product life cycle. Is it clear? Okay. So with that, we have done with the product life cycle, right? So do you have any questions? So then we are moving to the branding. So this is also I have discussed with you already, but in marketing, obviously branding is there. No? So we are going to discuss branding a little bit, right? So not in depth. So if I show you these logos, the brand names, how many of the logos can you identify from here? Just sometimes just looking at the logo, just looking at the color, right? I think you can identify almost all of them, right? Or 90% of them. So this is what just branding means. Just looking at the logo or just by hearing the name or just by looking at the board, you identify the product, right? So that's simply the branding is. Branding කියලා කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම if you are doing the branding properly, the people will start to name the product in the brand, not the product name. ඔයා branding කියන එක හරියට කරොත් ඔයාගේ product brand name එක product එකේ නම වෙනවා. හරියට sunlight වගේ. sunlight කියන්නේ brand name එකක්නේ. but අපි ඕනම රෙදි හොදන සබන් කැටයකට මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? sunlight. Right? So the product name will become your brand name if you do the branding properly, correctly on the spot. හරිද? හරියට branding කරොත් ඒක තමයි වෙන්නේ. So brand is a name, term, or sign, symbol, or design, or a combination of all these things. Brand එකක් කියන්නේ එක name එකක් වෙන්නේ. It may be a name, term, right? It may be a sign, or a logo, or symbol, or design, or combination of all of these to, intended to identify the goods or services of one seller or group of sellers. So your product can be identified from all the other competitors in the market with your brand name or with your sign, symbol, or with your design, right? Your term. So to differentiate your product from the competitors, you do the branding, right? So you give a name to your product, right? You have a brand name, or you design a logo, a sign, symbol, or you have a term, right? What do you mean by term? So when it says KFC, we say finger licking good. So that's the term. So when the term is said, the KFC is coming into your mind, right? So it's a combination of all of these. You are designed to differentiate your product from the competitors in the market. ඔයාට ඒ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක හදන same producers ළඟින් ඔයාගේ business එක ඔයාගේ product එක වෙන් කරලා අඳුර ගන්න use කරන නමක් term එකක් symbol එකක් මේ ඕන දෙයකට අපි කියනවා brand කියලා. Okay, got my point? Is it clear? Clear to you all? So what is the importance of having a brand for a producer? Producer කෙනෙක්ට brand එකක් තියෙන එකේ importance මොකක්ද? Yes, tell me one. For the producers, first of all, let's discuss the importance for the producers.
Yes, ma'am. Importance of branding for producers.
Yes,
The producers pad it would create demand
yes,
and
good.
and for the consumers they will there are many things in case the consumers thinks prestige, um, quality. They were looking for consumers will looking for quality, and of course the brand as well as consumers can look for the thing what
Yes,
in product.
yes, good. Thank you very much. So yeah, so when we are first discussing about the producer side, one thing is when you have a brand name or when you do the branding, it would be easy for you to enter the market and retain in the market, right? So because you have a separate brand name, so you can enter with using that brand name to the market and you can make a status in the market with your brand name. So you can retain it and you can attract customers as Rifkan mentioned, right? With the brand. So most of the product you are attracting to those products because of the brand, right? So you can attract customers and you make the trust among the customers because of the brand and you can make a set of loyal customer base when you have a brand, right? What do you mean by loyal customers? Loyal customers means once they purchase, they will become your regular customers. So next time also they are going for the same brand, right? So සමහර brands වලට ඔයාලා loyal customers ලානේ සමහර අය ඉන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ මොන product එක ආවත් එයාලා ගන්න එකම milk powder ජාතියක්. ඊට පස්සේ when it comes to the cosmetics ඔයාලා ගොඩක් ladies එහෙම cosmetics වලට ගියාම ඔයගොල්ලෝ එකම brand එකක්නේ purchase කරන්නේ නේද? ඔයාලා එහෙම brand change කරන්නේ නැහැනේ. So you become loyal customers, right? So when you do the branding, you can build up a loyal customer base for your product, right? And also you can increase the market share as well. Water market ticket. So to you can increase your market share other than your competitors. So competitors කට වඩා market share එකක් ඔයාට අරගන්න පුළුවන්. And you have an authority to price the brand, price your product when you have a brand name, right? So most of the product are become high in price because of their brand name. Do you agree with me? සමහර products තියෙනවා ඒක brand name එක නිසා තමයි a product price එක වැඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා. So once you do the branding correctly, you can go for a premium price for your product. The product එකට ලොකු price එකකට යන්න පුළුවන් once you do the branding. So you have the control over the price for your product when you do the branding. Okay, and also you can have a you can get the long-term success in your business when you do the branding. Branding කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ඔයාට market එකේ ඔයාට හැදෙන position එක. So you are building up a position in the market when you do the branding. So then you can retain long term in the market with your brand name and your brand identity. Okay. So these are the for the producers. So for the customers ලට brand එකක් තියෙන එක කියන්නේ මොනවා හරි product එකකට brand එකක් තියෙන එකේ customers ලට තියෙන importance මොකක්ද? So why the brand name, having a brand name for a particular product is important for the customers? One thing is you can easily identify the product in the market, right? So once you are become a fan of a brand, you go to the market and find it out from the brand name, right? So it is easy for you to identify the product in the market with the brand when there's a brand name, right? And then you become you do not have to worry about the product quality. So definitely you will make the customer make the trust for a product because of the brand, right? You are purchasing certain brands because you have the trust that product is having a good quality, the product is having they are using quality materials like things, so you have the trust over that, right? And also you make some emotional connections with the brands as well. හරිද මං කියන එක or do you agree with me? You have some emotional connections with the brand. සමහර brands called තියෙන emotional connections. ඔයාලා කැමති ඒ brand එකට සමහර වෙලාවට හිතෙනවා ඔයා first time purchase කරපු perfume එකේ brand එකට ඔයා කැමති. Likewise, you make the emotional connection. So these are the importance for the consumers when it comes to the branding, right? So these are the importance for producers as well as the consumers. Is it clear? Any questions or anything to add by yourself regarding the branding? Okay. So with that, we are going to discuss about the packaging, role of packaging and labeling for the marketing, right? So you know the important what is a packaging is. So all the activities you are doing in order to make a container or a wrapper for a product, we call it as the packaging. ඕනම package එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ එක container එකක් හරි you make a wrapper for the product. So that's the packaging. So why this packaging is important when it comes to marketing? Right? So I have two types of packaging for a cake. So there's left hand side, there's packaging for a cake, the brown color one, you know the brand name as well. And on the right hand side, there's a purple color packaging. So once you go to purchase a cake in the market, when you see these two packaging, what would be the most eye-catching one for a consumer? So of course you will go for the second one, right? There's very fancy, nice packaging, right? You can hold it very conveniently. So that's why we say the packaging is important for marketing, right? Because packaging is the one which attracts customers in the market in the first point. ඉස්සෙල්ලම customer කෙනෙක්ව market එකේදී attract කරගන්න දේ තමයි packaging කියලා කියන්නේ. So therefore packaging is really important when it comes to marketing, right? So we say packaging provide the production protection, and also packaging is acting as a promotional tool, because packaging and the attractive packaging will attract the customers. So it becomes a promotional tool. And also packaging act as a silent salesman in the self-service ships. Now it's like this. Once you go to the supermarket, are you going behind the sales girls to ask about this product? What is this product? How to make this? What is the price of this? So, are you going behind the sales people in a supermarket? ඔයා දැන් ඔයා හිතන්න ඔයා යනවා සුපර් මාකට් එකකට ඒකේ තියෙනවා අර බල්ක් පර්චේස් කරන්නත් පුළුවන් දේවල් තියෙනවනේ ඔය sugar එහෙම බල්ක් පර්චේස් කරන්න. තව තියෙනවා හොඳට පැක් කරලා රැක් කරලා තියෙන පැකේජින් තියෙන දේවල්. එතකොට මේ පැකේජින් තියෙන දේවල් පර්චේස් කරද්දී ඔයගොල්ලෝ අර සේල්ස් ගර්ල්ස් ලගේ පස්සෙන් ගිහලා අහනවාද මේකේ ප්‍රයිස් එක කීයද? මේකේ බර කීයද? මේක හදන්නේ කොහොමද? එහෙම අහන්නේ නැහැ. Because why? The packaging and the labeling contain all the details about a product. A packaging එකේ ඒකත් එක්ක එන label එකේ product එකේ ඔක්කොම information තියෙනවා. You have the price, you have the expiry date, you have the manufacturing date, the weight, the volume, and if it is the ingredients of the product, and if you have to make it, how to make it. So everything is inside, is available in the packaging and the label. So that's why we say the packaging is acting as a silent salesman. So you don't have to go behind the salespeople when you have a packaging with all the information, right? And also, packaging help you to instantly recognize the brand, right? Sometimes you recognize the brand from their packaging. Can you give me an example? එකපාරට packaging එක දැක්ක ගමන් ඔයාලට ඒ brand එක identify කරන්න පුළුවන්. Any example? Any example? අර කහපාට පොඩි නූඩල්ස් පැකට් කහපාට පැකේජ් එකේ එන නූඩල්ස් පැකට් එක දැක්ක ගමන් ඔයාලට බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් එක කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? What's the brand? ඒගොල්ලෝ නූඩල්ස් කාලා නැත්නම් instant noodles packet coming with the yellow color and the noodles අර noodles එකක් හදපු noodles එකක් ඉස්සරහින් දාලා කහපාට පැකේජින් එකේ instant noodles packet එක දැක්ක ගමන් ඔයාලට brand එක මතක් වෙනා නේද? සමහර වෙලාවට once you go to the supermarket, you are going with that package. If you are looking for a brand, the packaging is in your mind. ඔයා යන්නේ මේ මතකෙන් තමයි රැක් එක හොයාගෙන. මේ වගේ මේ පැකට් එකක් තියෙන තැනක් හොයාගෙන තමයි ඔයා රැක් එක හොයාගෙන යන්නේ. So packaging helps you to identify the or recognize the brand, right? So, and also, of course, packaging provides you the convenience, right? It is easy for you to store and carry the product, right? So these are the function. And in case of marketing, when it comes to marketing, packaging is a promotional tool, and also it provide all the information as a salesperson, and also it helps for the brand recognition, right? So labeling is also same. So tell me, what are the importance of a label as a marketing tool? Then packaging එකේ තියෙන importance කිව්වා සහ ඒක marketing tool එකක් විදිහට කොහොමද act කරන්න කියලා කිව්වානේ. તો label එකක් කොහොමද ඒ විදිහට act කරන්නේ? How does a label act as a marketing tool? Yes, tell me, how does a label act as marketing tool? So same thing, it acts as a silent packaging tool, right? Sorry, silent salesperson. It acts as a silent salesperson, and also it helps for the brand recognition, right? And it attract the customers, label එකෙන් පුළුවන් customers ලව attract කරන්න, brand recognition එක දෙන්න, and also a silent salesperson, and also it does promotion as well, because it provide all the information regarding the product, so that information will do indirectly a promotion for the product, right? A product එකට promotion එකක් වෙනවා indirectly, because the labeling contains all the information regarding the product, right? And also about the brand එක ගැනයි, product එක ගැනයි ඔක්කොම information label එකේ තියෙන නිසා it act as a marketing tool, right? Is it clear? So please keep notes regarding these themes which we are discussing during the class, okay? So is it clear to you regarding the branding and packaging and labeling? Any questions? Do you have any questions? Anything to ask? Any clarifications? No? So if you do not have any questions, I will wind up today's class at this time. So as I informed to you, due to a personal commitment, right? But don't worry, I will cover up the lectures with the time. Okay, so please focus on your assignment and submit the assignment on time. And I will give you another assignment as well. And if time permits, we can do a group presentation session as well. Okay, so I have shared the lecture notes up to now, right? I hope you received it. Did you receive the lecture notes?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Right, okay. Then I will wind up the session. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.